DinoPod.
Happy New Year and shit.
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. No. Yeah. To explain, we
ruined it.
We ruined the thing. Illusion. That's the word.
That we do this every week.
And we didn't just have like a month break, and then we had to like rush load of episodes out to cover us.
They weren't rushed. They were planned.
I mean,
and made with a lot of care.
I mean, if this week was planned, Tim would be here.
No, we wouldn't.
To be fair, we'd tell him 6 weeks in advance. Sorry, guys, I can't do it.
And I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, and he turns up. Oh, I watched it. When did you watch it? 2003. I was like,
never.
Tim, how old are you? I was like 6. I don't remember it. It's like, thanks. So yeah, Rocky 3 and stuff. Yes.
Great intro.
I'm going to let you do the actual intro now. Enjoy.
So, in case you forgot, this is DinoPod.
No, in case we've forgotten what our DinoPod is.
We are DinoPod. We're a podcast, I think. Maybe. Probably. And we're doing a Rocky month.
Well, we might be a podcast if
maybe
World War 3 doesn't start.
It will.
It will.
We're doing Rocky month. We're reviewing, not really, talking about
3 out of 4 we're currently at.
No.
Yeah, because we do Rocky 1, 2, 3. We're on number 3 now.
Yeah.
Got one more to do.
No.
Why?
There's 3 more to do.
Yeah.
That's Rocky 4, Rocky 5, and Rocky Balboa.
But we're gonna keep it to a month. So
yeah, we're doing Rocky 4, Rocky 5, and Rocky Balboa.
What, next week?
No, we're doing Rocky 4 next week, and Rocky 5 and Rocky Balboa in the week after.
So we have to have 2 episodes. We got to have a dual movie.
In the last week of January, which is in 2 weeks, the 29th, we'll do Rocky 5 and Rocky Balboa, because like they're more forgotten movies, I think, than the first 4.
Our planning's great.
My planning is great. You didn't even know how many movies there were.
No, I was just thinking we was gonna do Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4 this month, and then we'll do the rest whenever.
But Rocky 5 and Balboa, it's still this month. January has 5 weeks.
So Rita is doing our planning, which is good, because if I was doing the planning, it'd be shit.
We've talked about this before. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before.
But my brain doesn't work. So, yeah,
sure.
Rocky 3 and stuff.
Rocky 3. It came out in 1982. So, was it 2 years after? No, 3 years after the second one.
Is that a new hat?
That's a new hat.
Yeah,
That's my Star Wars hat. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, it came out in 1982. 3 years after Rocky 2. And it was written and directed by Sylvester Stallone.
And Adrian?
Adrian, no. It wasn't directed by Adrian!
Ah, yeah, that was returned. For no reason. Continue.
Okay. I think the third one is mostly known by the one with Mr. T on it. I think that's the only reason
how it got famous.
Yeah. I don't even know how you separate it from the other movies. But the first one's the first one.
Yeah.
The second one is the one where he wins finally.
So
Third is with Mr. T.
Yep.
Fourth is the one where they fight Russia.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
So Rocky 1, he loses. Rocky 2, he wins. Rocky 3, Mr. T. Rocky 4, Russia.
Yes.
Cool.
And then everyone forgets Rocky 5 exists.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
And then Rocky Balboa.
And then Rocky Balboa
is popular just because it took so long to come out.
Yeah, it's because it came out like 15 years ago.
So people remember.
It's like the most recent one.
So it's no longer.
Apart from Creed.
I was gonna say apart from Creed.
Yeah.
So it's not only boomers that know the Rocky series.
Yeah.
Because that came out in our lifetime, just about.
Yes. Anyway, so Mr. T makes his film debut. This is the first time he appears on film. Was this one?
I'm Mr. T.
I don't know why they chose him because he's not a great actor, but whatever. He plays Clubber Lang. Great name.
Worst fucking name ever.
Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lang.
Yeah, nobody calls him Clubber Lang. It's Mr. T.
What? Why didn't they just go with Mr. T or like Mr. Titan or Mr. Big instead of Clubber Lang?
That's worse.
What Mr. T stars as Mr. Titan and he's the big guy. It's better than Clubber Lang. It just sounds like a shit like gay bar.
If you say so.
Welcome to Club Lang, where we've got the best mojitos going.
Sure. We also have Hulk Hogan as Thunderlips, which is even worse.
That is the worst fucking name ever. It just sounds like... Anyway, continue.
Yeah. It was amazing. It's such
It sounds like someone should be on the red light district.
Thunderlips.
And Thunderlips. There she is, Thunderlips over there. She fucking loves it.
That's a porn name.
That is a porn name for sure.
This film's theme is The Eye of the Tiger, which a lot of people connected with Rocky. But I think people are like expecting it to be on Rocky 1, but it's not.
It's not.
No.
Which is strange because Rocky 1 is so iconic.
Yeah.
Yet it doesn't have a lot of the iconic music and themes that comes later, but it all gets mismatched into this. Hey, do you know that Rocky film?
Yeah.
People forget that there are multiple movies.
Yeah.
If I say to someone, "Hey, have you watched Rocky?" Yeah, I've seen it. It's the one with the Eye of the Tiger and the
it's not.
epic montages and Mr. T.
Rocky 1 has epic montage, but you know.
Not as good as episode 2 though. Episode 2? Movie 2. I prefer that montage in the first one.
Okay.
Just more epic.
Yeah, that's agree. Anyway, Eye of the Tiger was a huge hit in the US. I get why. It's an okay song. And received an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song.
So what? So the actual song
it was made for
them. Yeah. Ah, wow. I thought it was a song that they just kind of shoehorned in.
No.
Ah.
They made it for
I learn something new every day.
Yeah. They also mentioned the Eye of the Tiger 100 times in the movie. It's like, you got the Eye of the Tiger. Yeah. You used to have the Eye of the Tiger, like we get it. You don't sell the song.
Shut up. It's like, okay, we get it. You've got records to sell. Yeah. It'd be fine.
That was like very annoying. I found it annoying.
Before that song came out, was that kind of a thing that people would say?
I don't know because I wasn't live. I'm guessing no.
I mean, there's a thing called Google. I'll Google.
No, because they never mentioned it on the other two movies.
So it literally was. It was a shoehorn.
It was a shoehorn.
I like it. Okay. So that movie, that song itself, do you think it became more iconic than the movie itself?
I don't think so, no.
No?
I don't think so.
Because how many people remember Rocky 3?
They probably remember something about it. I.e. the one with Mr. T.
Well, no. I think people go, oh, Mr. T, isn't that the 18 guy?
Maybe.
I reckon that the Eye of the Tiger song became more popular than the movie itself.
Maybe. Not the series though, not Rocky. But like, it became very connected with Rocky.
I'd love to ask like someone who's like 10 or 15 like years old, like, do you know what Rocky is? Would they say they knew it? Yes or no?
Maybe. If they're intellectuals.
True. But if they said, oh, do you know the song, like...
Not the 10-year-old, no. But like the 15-year-old, probably no.
Maybe if you played like the Eye of the Tiger song, pretty much everyone knows it.
Maybe.
That'll be fine. But if you say, "Oh, have you watched that Rocky movie?" It's like, what's that?
I wouldn't say everyone knows the Eye of the Tiger.
I think it's been overly used in so many montages in so many movies. People just go, "Oh, that's the Eye of the Tiger song, isn't it?"
Maybe. Anyway, so it's 5 years since Rocky won the championship against Apollo Creed.
Yep. Is at like the end of his career. Well, he is at the end of his career.
He's at the end of his career every movie. He's super duper famous.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's winning everything.
And he's like...
super rich. They have a mansion.
It's like the juxtaposition where Mr. T is like the most hated person and thinks he's all big.
Yeah.
And Rocky's like, oh, I'm super famous. I don't really want to be, but I'm super famous. And then he goes out on this, like, gets surrounded by loads of famous people, and he's like training for a laugh. And then Mr. T's like,
what is this?
What is this? He's like, fuck this. Yeah. Get your cameras out my face. Yeah.
So the movie starts with the previous one, because of course. I don't get it.
Do you remember I sent you the video, and I was like, what I said?
It adds nothing to it.
What I sent a message when I was watching it, and I said, again, ...
Yeah.
It's.
I mean,
going forward.
I guess like they did on the other one, so now I have to do it. But it really doesn't add anything to it.
Do you remember in the last two movies, you've always said you could cut this movie down in half?
Yeah. They
did with this one.
Yes.
They actually cut it down.
They cut a lot. Like it's 15 minutes, I think, shorter than the other one.
Do you know the bit where he was getting up to training for the first time?
Yeah.
Very short, and they go straight to the match.
Yeah.
I was expecting at least another 10-15 minutes of running and jogging and doing random shit.
No, yeah, this one definitely was shorter. And it felt shorter than... Rocky 2 was so long. It was a slog to get through.
Yeah.
It was... For the first hour, it's like so bad.
Like you say, I think you said last week,
yeah.
You could literally make that into 2 movies and it wouldn't lose anything.
You could cut the first hour and you wouldn't lose anything.
You have Rocky 2, Rocky 2.5.
Yeah. So we're 3 minutes in, and the Eye of the Tiger comes on.
Yep.
Which,
we would play it.
We'll then play 150 times during the movie.
Yeah.
And they would mention it like 1,500
I would put the song
more.
in here now, but I think Spotify would remove us.
Probably not.
So
Spotify.
I'm going to let Rita sing the song.
Not Spotify. Probably YouTube.
Yeah, but that's because YouTube are acting the cunts to everyone. It's like,
you
get removed, and you get removed, and you get removed, and we've just now been removed.
Yeah, so we get a montage right away, which is nice, of Rocky winning all of his championship matches. They're trying to take it away, but he wins. And then we get introduced to Mr. T, like watching and then fighting his own fights and like killing people.
Whereas
he kills
Rocky's trainer goes, hey, look, I'll go watch this new fighter. Fuck, we're screwed. I'm giving up. I'm going away. Goodbye.
That's a bit later on.
And then we find out what happens.
Okay. So, I'm not sure what that was, but
I was building it up to a thing, but then you said that's a little bit later on. And I didn't
it is. You're kind of like jumping like the first half of the movie.
So that must mean how like memorable the first half of the movie is. It's the same with every Rocky movie.
If only you took notes. Like a normal...
I don't need to take notes. I know.
Yeah, because you forgot half the movie right away.
No, I'm not forgotten half the movie. It's the first half of the movie so forgettable.
Sure.
To be fair, all Rocky movies are like that though. You could literally cut the first half of the movie and then have the second half and it wouldn't...
Well, everyone just mostly remembers the fights. Which isn't fair to the movie, I think.
They're choreographed really good though.
Sure. So after we introduce Mr. T, we get Paulie being drunk because it's Paulie.
It's like, what do you expect? I'm here.
And he's like jealous of Rocky for having money, and then he's like blaming Rocky for not having a job.
I didn't get...
And, like, he wants a job and Rocky has to give him a job. Like,
I didn't get it. Like...
It made no sense.
In the previous movie, his persona was, I'm lazy as fuck.
Yeah.
But I have to go to work.
Yeah.
And he kind of comes across as, if I could sit at home and do fuck all squared and get money, I'd be happy. And then the next movie, it's like, you've given me loads of money. I'm now angry at you.
I helped you, and you gave me nothing. I'm like, dude, shut up.
It's like,
only this fucking watch. I'm like, dude, shut up.
It's like, yeah.
So like, I'm entitled to a job. Give me a job. And then Rocky calls him a lazy bum and gives him a job. It's like, why? Why? He's a douchebag.
That literally sounds like half of like Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm entitled. Give me a job.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
And then they get a job.
And then they get a job, and then they realise they shouldn't have got a job.
Sure.
The problem is, I want to go on a tirade of different things, but then you judge me, so I have to stop.
Please don't go on a rant about something that has nothing to do with this movie.
I know. But if Tim was here, we could have been on about a 50-minute conversation about random shit, and then we have to scrap the podcast coming soon to Patreon near you. Thank
God Tim's not here. So Rocky gives Paulie a job. I don't know what Paulie's job is. He's like just next to the ring now with wearing a Rocky jacket.
But
I don't know if like gives him water or not or something, I guess. I don't understand what the job is.
Do you know those type of jobs where they go, yeah, what's your job role? Oh, I'm the senior vice president of the health and safety executive of whatever company. He goes, he'll be like, oh, I'm Rocky's personal assistant, water trainer thing.
Yeah.
I've got a job.
And then people ask you, so how'd you get the job? Where'd you apply? Oh, my dad's the CEO. My brother-in-law gave it to me.
It's like, yeah.
I was drunk and my brother-in-law gave it to me.
No, you know how it is. Your family member is ill one day, and then you turn up, and then you get the job.
Yeah.
And then you realise that
you break some shit.
And
then you get a job.
Is this how we're gonna get a job?
I hope so. Seems like the only way.
So
we need to go to BBC, break some shit, and like, I'm entitled to a job. Give it to me.
Don't touch me. I'm entitled.
And then they're like, ma'am, are you drunk? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
You got a job. You start Monday.
Okay.
Finally.
And they go, okay, what job have you got? So you're now on Council State Matters. It's a new series.
Yeah. You're the showrunner. What do I have to do? Just show up twice a week and pretend you're working. Like, deal.
And then...
Deal.
It'd be fine. You'll be fine. Trust me.
Yeah.
I want that to be in a series now.
Sure. Yes.
I want a series where it's purely just giving people jobs they can't do and just seeing how well they do.
Write it down. Maybe we'll produce it with the zero money we have.
It's like Council State Matters. It's literally just, Rita, okay, I know you can't fly a plane.
But can you go fly this plane?
So what I'm going to do is
I'm
going to give you a dummy's guide. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rita kills herself. She'll be fine.
Sure.
And then
I fly the plane and Iran shuts it down.
Exactly.
And then Trump sends a missile.
So this is what's going to happen. You're going to cause World War III.
I'm going to cause World War III.
I knew that you would.
There's my destiny. I was destined to cause World War III.
And do you know what Rocky's destiny was? To get knocked down so he could get back up again.
Sure. Continue. So we learned that Rocky's doing charity event because he's very charitable. Is that a word?
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't know about charitable. I think it's more of a, hey, I like doing good things, yeah? This makes me look better.
Sure.
And then he gets into a ring and he goes, fuck.
So he's going to fight the Thunderlips, the world it's a heavyweight wrestling champion. I think something like that. I think that's what it's called. It's Hulk Hogan. He's fighting with Hulk Hogan.
Is he really fighting a wrestler?
Yes. He's fighting a wrestler. That's all the money is going to charity. It's nice. So first he's like, we're just gonna take it easy. He's like to Hulk Hogan, look, we're just gonna take it easy. And then Elwood.
A minute into the fight.
And then Hulk Hogan goes crazy.
Yeah.
And just throws him off the ring. And then starts hitting the police and people. And then that fight was pretty fun, to be fair.
Was it though?
Was it? Yeah.
No. That's as real as wrestling could ever get.
Wrestling is a sport. It's technically just stunts, but it's a sport.
Yeah, but you can do anything stupid and call it a sport.
That's not true. I disagree.
Extreme ironing is an official sport.
Extreme ironing?
Have you seen it?
No.
As in, people would be in like wind tunnels doing ironing, like ironing board with a piece of clothing and they iron. Called extreme ironing, and it's an official sport.
That sounds fun.
It does sound fun, but that's as real as wrestling can ever get. Extreme ironing.
Wrestlers will have to try and do shit. It's dangerous. If you like get something wrong, you could like break your neck.
Yeah, but if you get this wrong, you might burn yourself.
Sure.
And you got to get the right iron. It needs to get on the right temperature. You need to make sure it's all nice and don't have creases.
Yeah.
Can we do a vlog where we go do some extreme ironing?
No.
Please.
No.
It sounds like so much fun.
No. So Rocky comes.
Reading that just flies off.
Rocky gets back into the ring and calls Hulk Hogan back into the ring and start fighting again. And then Paulie gets a chair and like whacks Hulk Hogan in the back of the head with the chair, which is like the only thing Paulie has ever done that's fucking useful. Everything
was it
else,
though? He just turned around and was like, no, he just get hit in the back and he's like,
yeah, he turns around and then Rocky climbs on his back and starts choking him. Wait, that's something like that, and then I can't remember the fight. So yeah,
see,
I don't remember all of it. I remember he starts choking him. And then
did you write notes at all?
I did write notes.
Are you sure? Shut up. I don't believe you.
I didn't write super detailed notes.
So what happened was he smacked him in the back with a chair. He turns around, and then
Rocky
jumps on him and just literally just kept strangling.
Keeps like on a chokehold.
Yeah.
And then it shows Rocky struggles to like lift Hulk Hogan.
He's
like visibly struggling, and then throws him off the ring, and it's a draw. Like,
do you know what?
They don't even like help him out and try and make it like, yeah, it's super easy.
Do you know
He's
what?
Like
it is
visibly struggling to take one step and lift Hulk Hogan above his head.
Do you know what it is?
It's like funny.
It's like when you're trying to carry something and someone says, "Are you okay with that?"
Yes,
I'm fucking fine. And then gets like halfway through, and then you put it down and you just walk away because I'm not asking. It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, they're like.
And then
Hulk Hogan like picks up like Sylvester Stallone just throws him off,
and then like your dad
reverse is like.
You put it down and your dad just picks it up and then just goes, "What the fuck was that all about?" You're like, "I'm weak. I sit in front of computers all day."
Stop it.
And
like, why'd you do this to me?
Why did you do this to Tim?
Yeah. So it ends on the jaw. They take a picture together.
Charity. How much did they? Was that $350,000 or $35,000 raised?
I didn't take note of the amount.
Because there was a newspaper clipping that had the thing on the side.
I didn't take note of the amount.
I think it's $350,000, which back in the 80s was quite a lot of money.
It was also not real. Chill.
Hey, how do you know it's not real? Movies are always real. Was you there, man?
I was.
Okay, fair.
So we cut to Rocky getting the famous statue. That's not in the steps anymore. It's on the bottom of the steps, I think.
The face looks so stupid.
Does it?
Yes. He's like, oh.
Yeah, because it's doing, I don't know.
The statue looks fine, apart from the face.
Sure. So yeah, they got 3 statues.
Yep.
done by Thomas Scomberg, and they're made of bronze, and they're 2 tons, 10 foot tall copies.
How's that not got nicked yet?
Because I'm guessing they're 2 tons. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And one was installed at Rocky Steps for the movie, and then they moved it down to the bottom of the steps. I think it's still there. And then they tried to sell another one, and nobody bought it. And then the other one is somewhere. Probably at Sylvester Stallone's basement.
I was going to say, it's probably in Stallone's house. Like, you remember when I was really popular?
Yeah. Well, it's still popular. He was nominated for an Oscar a few years ago.
Yeah, but the Oscars are a bit shit. We only like the Oscars because Ricky Gervais is funny as fuck.
No, Ricky Gervais never hosted the Oscars.
Has he not?
No.
Oh,
I don't think so.
That's a shame.
I like the Oscars. They're like a waste of time, but I like them. The Joker's nominated 11 times because Joker's overrated.
Is it overrated?
Yes.
Okay, fair. I'll agree.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but it's overrated. Anyway, where was it? So he's getting the statue, and he's thanking a lot of people, and Mr. T comes in and like challenges Rocky to fight a real fight, and then he also insults Adrian and Mickey and everyone that's there, but like Rocky's like no. But yes.
Rocky's like, you calling me mum fat? I'll have it. I'll fucking have you. And then he's like, yeah, okay,
not
cool.
that accent.
Let's fight you.
I love Sylvester Stallone. He's a great guy, but like he's a funny voice. And I know it's because of a medical problem, but it's an iconic voice. It is what it is. We can't change it.
I mean, on the same vein, Mr. T has an iconic voice.
Well, he has some iconic lines.
No, his voice is iconic. The problem is, I have a really... Back in the day, there used to be World of Warcraft adverts.
Yeah.
Featuring Mr. T. And
of course.
And I cannot... And I'm sorry, I can't differentiate him saying, I'm Mr. T and I'm a Night Elf Mohawk. What's your game? And then watching this, I'm like... My childhood.
No.
Because what in the game, you used to get these little grenades and you throw it at people and you would turn into the character he made and you would have a mohawk. It's brilliant. It was a great marketing campaign. Sure. And you have William Shatner as well.
If you say so.
You know, it's like all the famous people who don't actually play video games was like, sure, I'll take a massive paycheck.
Maybe they played. You don't know that. A lot of people play Minecraft. World of Warcraft. I'm sorry. They both have craft in the world.
Do you know else?
Sorry. I apologize.
I mean, do you know else has the same thing?
What?
What's 14 days?
2 weeks?
Yeah. Which is also known as a fortnight?
Oh, okay.
You didn't get that reference.
Okay.
Continue.
Where were we? So Mr. T challenges Rocky and insults a bunch of people, so Rocky's like, fine, I'll fight you. But Mick is like, no.
It was like,
I'm not your trainer though. He wants to retire. But Rocky comes into his room, sits down with him, and they have a very heartfelt moment. And then Mickey agrees.
The whole...
It was a nice moment.
It was one of the...
Doesn't Mickey live with them? That's what it feels like, right?
I don't know. I would imagine that he does.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, all of them live in one fucking house.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
So is that why all the characters like are really annoyed at each other because they have to deal with like living with people? People. So
we have a bit of a training montage, but not really. it's a very weak training montage. So it's basically
deliberately weak.
Yeah, Rocky like training, but not really training. He's like does exercise 2 hours a week, and those 2 hours are filled with fans like kissing him and whatever. It's weird.
It's so strange. Do you know the room that they were training in, and it had a load of his like merchandise and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I couldn't get out of my head? And you're gonna say that it's completely stupid. Do you know when you enter the main hall of Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
You've got the main central piece, which is him, and loads of merchandise. It probably is just me, but I couldn't get the Jurassic Park out of my head.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like,
it's completely over the top.
Like, he's fighting and training like in front of this huge picture of him fighting. Like, ridiculous. And then fans around him while he's like running or riding a bike or whatever he's doing. And
then there's all the band playing and that lot whilst he trains.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
And there's a band in there. Why is there a band in the gym? Why? And
then the trainer turns around and says, "By the way, I'm your trainer.
Yeah.
Get those fuckers out of here. We need to train." And he's like,
"Sure."
He's like, "Oh, but I like them."
We like them. And then they continue there, and the band continues playing.
And in his face,
and they're playing the theme, right? Isn't it the Rocky theme that they're playing?
I think so. I'm not 100% certain, because it was purely just kind of like
I can't remember. It was like, I think because they play the Rocky theme in the movies.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Because normally you don't see like the Jaws, like the Jaws theme. You don't see the guys in the boat like playing it.
No, but it's
like a bit meta.
It's an in-joke. Basically, by Rocky 3, it got so popular. They're like, "Ha, do you remember, guys? It's a joke."
If you say so.
Well, there's so many movies and TV shows that will reference itself because they think it's edgy.
I guess.
So
it was ridiculous. Anyway, where were we? So he's training. He's not taking the training seriously, and then they like cut to Clubber Lang training.
The worst name ever.
He's taking it way too seriously. It's like he's going to. I don't know, because he says that like Rocky is basically a fraud.
Yeah.
Right. But then he's training super hard to beat him. I'm like, if you think he's a fraud, why are you training so hard?
It's like me saying, "Oh, I think you did shit in that movie."
Yeah. And
I think I'll do better, and I'll be 20 hours a day rehearsing. I'm like, I could do this, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, because you have to do loads of rehearsals, and it's shit.
Yeah.
Employ me as an actor, I'd be brilliant.
I'm sure you would. So we get to match day.
Yep.
They're all getting ready, and then Mickey dies. Well, that's not true.
But before that,
that's not true.
Having Clubber Lang in that dressing room, pacing up and down.
Yeah.
Was probably the worst fucking scene. Well, probably not a bad scene, but it's such a weird scene because he's pacing up and down. Like, I don't know, if you're like a kid and you're just being in trouble and you know you're gonna get caught out, you're like walking up and down like, I'll be fine, and then they have all our cameras. It's like, please just tell us something. And he's like, fuck you guys, smash.
Yeah.
That's terrible. What an arsehole. He's such an arsehole. It's a massive disparity between that and his second fight, which we'll get to later.
But yeah, not Rocky. Oh, Jesus.
This has just been attacked by a cat.
Why does Timmy keep attacking me?
No, he goes for the chair and you're just in the way.
No, excuse me, there's another chair there. There's two other chairs, why is he going to mine? He just hates me. Timmy hates me, I don't know why.
No, Tim hates everyone.
Well, why? I'm such a nice person.
Timmy? Why?
Why, Timmy?
Yeah, no, Timmy hates absolutely everyone. Kind of like Clubber Lang.
I forgot what we were talking about now.
So yeah, he's pacing up and down in the dressing room.
And then Rocky comes in, they have kind of a fight, and then he like pushes away Mickey, and then Mickey's like,
so he came out of the
the second
he
fight?
came out the dressing room.
Yeah.
And then Clubber Lang was up the stairs.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You're going down, rah." And then they have like a little bit of a...
You're going down, rah.
And then then they have like a little bit of an argument.
Yeah.
And then they go for each other. And then Clubber Lang pushes Mickey
and
away.
then Mickey like has a heart attack.
And then he's like, my fucking chest, it hurts. And then he just kind of leaves.
Why are you putting like an Irish accent? He's not Irish.
It is what it is. I'm not trying to do any accent, but it's
Sure.
Anyway.
So yeah, they go back to like the locker rooms, and Mickey's feeling ill, and Adrian stays with Mickey.
Who stays with him?
Adrian!
Oh yes. I want that on a t-shirt, man.
And then Rocky, Rocky goes out to fight, and is a bit distracted. And Apollo's there commentating. Commentating? Is that how you say it? The fight?
Yeah, he before that he goes and talks to him, Clubber Lang, which is why he goes and speaks to him and then realizes he's an arsehole.
Oh yeah.
And then when they sit down, the two other commentators says, "Have you got anything to say about it?" He said, "No comment. Just move on."
Yeah.
Which is the whole spark to him going, "I fucking hate this guy. He's going down. Rocky, you're doing it for me, even though I'm in better physical shape and probably better than you."
Except not. Didn't he retire completely?
Yeah, but if we go forward about 20 minutes, he's like, he's running faster than Rocky. He's quicker than Rocky.
That's because
he's stronger than Rocky.
That's because he has better training. Anyway. So Rocky goes to fight Clubber Lang.
Yep.
And he gets knocked out.
He gets fucked. He gets ruined.
Like completely wrecked.
And you just keep going to cutaways of Adrian just going, this is bad. He's probably gonna die.
I guess.
Not
Rock. No, I never thought Rocky was going to die.
Well, I mean, how hard did that fucking guy smack him?
Yeah, but like
it was bad.
He has a thick head.
Are you saying he's dumb?
No. I'm saying his skull is very thick.
So
it's an impressive
Sylvester Stallone is
impressive
dumb.
Skull. It's not dumb.
He's dumb. How do I have a thicker head? Can I gain a thick head?
Maybe.
So do I just have to get ripped and then get a thick head?
You just have to exercise your head.
I mean, how do you exercise a head?
I don't know. Anyway, he loses. Rocky loses, and he goes back.
The actual fight itself.
It's very short.
It's super short.
Yeah.
And it's even the way it's directed and choreographed. I think they did it on purpose to make it seem like really underwhelming.
Probably.
I
mean, it was kind of obvious he was going to lose. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a movie.
Stop coming with logic, Rita.
I mean,
maybe if you watch it for the first time, maybe he was gonna win, and then
and the movie stops at 1 hour.
No, the whole rest of the movie was like, he goes away, retires, he gets old, and he just relaxes.
Sure.
But in actual fact, it was more fun than that, which is good,
I guess. So Rocky loses. He goes into the locker room, and then I thought Mickey would be dead by the time. Like he walks in and like Mickey's dead already, but he's not.
No,
he's
because
nearly dead.
You needed that end scene
Yeah.
To basically say, oi, you fuckers, go do your shit. Like, didn't he think that Rocky won?
I don't think so.
During the conversation, I didn't pick up if it meant that he thought that Rocky won or lost. I'm not too sure.
I can't remember that part. I was more focused on the fact that the doctor said they needed to get to the hospital quick. And then they spent 10 minutes. Rocky spends 10 minutes like giving a speech to Mickey about how much he loves him, some shit. That was very distracting for me. Because like, we need to get him to the hospital. Okay, we'll get him to the hospital as fast as possible. I'm just going to kneel in front of him first and give him a speech about how great he is.
Yep.
And how he taught me everything in my life. And how by the end he'll be dead. It's like, that's basically what happened. Like, we need to get to the hospital, let's wait.
How would the plot change, Rita? Think about it. It's
just, he could still die. But take the man to the hospital.
Yeah, he's like, oi, go call up the ambulance. I'm going to stay here because it'll make a difference.
I guess.
And then you give it to the worst person to go and do something responsible.
I mean, also, shouldn't there be paramedics around? And it is just the one doctor that doesn't want to take him to the hospital.
That's a good point. I haven't thought about that. Because they have to have, like, first aiders and, like...
Yeah.
Or even, like, a self-employed, like, doctor who would come there for the fights.
Yeah, but, like, the one doctor that's there is, like, when you take him to the hospital and then doesn't do anything. Like, okay, thanks.
It's like...
Thanks for the help.
Well, it's America.
I guess.
Like,
they're rich. They should be able to afford the healthcare.
No, it's like, hey, you should take me to the hospital. Right, before I do that, how much you paying? Oh, you're not paying me anything. Okay. I'm gonna go to the vending machine. I'll grab myself a soda.
That was loud.
Yeah, we currently got works going on outside. They're digging a road up or something.
Yeah, I didn't understand what was happening there when I can, like...
Yeah, they're resurfacing the road.
Why?
Why not?
Sure.
I mean, the roads in the UK aren't that bad.
Yeah.
But they still resurface every fucking day.
Okay.
And then you go to somewhere... I literally go 5 minutes down the road and then I'm driving on what's left on the road. Yeah, mine is fine. Don't worry, guys, we're going to resurface it for you. It's like what?
That sounds about right.
That sounds like the British way of doing it. I know you've got problems.
But let's fix the ones that don't have problems. I mean, you've seen the Portuguese roads. They're
they're brilliant. They're amazing.
They have like a huge hole in the ground.
Half of your town is literally driving on what's left of the road.
Yes.
It's terrible.
It's amazing.
And
if it rains a lot, which you were there doing Storm Elsa, you have to get a boat to get across.
That was so bad. Actually, I don't know if across my street if it's still flooded.
It might be.
Did you see on your way in?
I haven't. No. I'm not sure whether it is that was flooded.
As in, when you walk across the park, it's you, right?
I didn't notice anything. Anyway, where were we? Oh, Mickey dies. Everyone's very sad. They get a funeral. He was Jewish.
That was a very strange...
I didn't get that at all. I mean...
Obviously, every religion does it differently, but that was a strange one. I think because we're so used to seeing the Father and the Holy Spirit...
I guess.
Fuck off into the ground and we chuck some shit on you and goodbye.
Yeah, they're going to walls.
Yeah.
I don't think that has to do with being Jewish though, because I've seen that in other like TV movies stuff.
Well,
it's just weird cemeteries.
That's the thing. It was such a strange way of doing it, or maybe just because he's rich, he can afford to put him there.
on a wall instead of the ground, I guess.
Yeah, like him with his plaque, like in a place forever. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It was very strange. Like, I personally have never seen it. I'm too used to
Yeah, I mean,
the typical way.
It's not like I've been to lots of funerals, but the ones I do, that I have been to, it's in the ground. It's a normal cemetery. It's a hole in the ground. You put the person in the coffin there, and then you throw a bunch of dirt into it, flowers on top, and you're gone.
It's like, cool, right.
You
said there were spoons afterwards.
Spoons?
To be fair,
after my grandmother's funeral, we did go to lunch.
No, that you ain't doing it the British way. After you fucked them off into the ground, you always have to have a drink in their name by getting absolutely smashed and forgetting what you're doing.
No, we went to lunch in a fancy place. It was a funeral in the morning. I went to school for the first class.
Yep.
And then I bought we had to like get a slip so you could write down why you missing it, and then sign by your mom, and then hand it to your like teacher, head teacher, whatever. So I bought that.
And then you hold on to that slip with their signature forever.
Sure.
And then you're like, right, new Lego set's coming out today. I'm very ill, signed my mum.
Sure. And then I left school, went to the funeral. The funeral happened, and then we grabbed lunch. That was it. I saw some people that I hadn't seen in a while. Some family that I hadn't seen in a while, and that's about it.
It's so strange because at there, everyone's like really like sad, and you just see a load of sad people you don't know, and you have to feel like, oh, you're sad, right?
I mean...
And then you speak to them, and you realise, oh yeah, they're like really close family you didn't even know that existed. You're like, oh, okay, you exist. Yeah. You're a person.
Speaking of you exist, you're a person. On my brother's funeral, that was the first time ever that I met my sister, my half-sister. Yes.
How?
Yes.
How?
I didn't know she exists until 2 years before, and then like...
How the fuck did that happen?
Because she was my dad's daughter from his first marriage. And I didn't know she existed until I was like 8, and then the first time I met her in person was in my brother's funeral.
So, what did you not like? How old is she? Or
I don't know. She's like 40, I think.
Oh, so it wasn't kind of like, hey, you like almost grew up with each other, and then.
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, 40 something is okay. I can see why. Because a lot of times, what happens is they're like, hey, this is my brother or my sister, and then you grow up with each other for like a couple of years, and then they fuck off somewhere. Then you're like, oh,
yeah, I didn't know she existed until I was 8.
You didn't even know they were a thing. You're like,
what?
You're a thing?
No,
and now are you in contact with them, or?
No, I was on a vacation with my grandparents on we're camping
right.
Park, and then like go to our friends, give them this. And that was my cousin. I was like, potatoes or some shit. Just go take them. Now and I give it to them. It's like, oh, say hi to your brother and to your sister. I'm like, what? Yeah. And I'm like, fine, whatever. And then I went back to my grandparents, like, that guy thinks I have a half sister. I'm like, oh yeah, you do. I'm like, what? Excuse me?
What?
Since when?
This is revelations right here.
I'm like, okay.
Was you thinking, right, so I never knew I had a basement? Is that where they got put?
Yeah, maybe. She was hiding in the basement.
Along with Maddie.
But no, she was just living somewhere else.
This is what happened. So, you are actually Maddie.
Yeah. And
the one that she replaced was your half-sister.
Sure.
So...
That makes sense.
We found Madeline McCann live on DinoPod.
DinoPod.
So...
We're gonna get sued by the McCanns.
Well, they make good chips.
Where were we? Oh yeah, Mickey's weird in the wall grave. So where were we after that? I completely forgot what we were talking about. So they have the funeral.
Yeah.
And then Apollo goes to Rocky's place.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You have to fight this guy, because he's an asshole."
He's like, he told me he didn't like my shoes, so now we have to fight him.
Yeah.
You've got no choice.
So they go to California to train, and everyone goes with them, except the baby or the kids. Like,
that was a very.
They abandoned the kids several times in the series.
I mean, it is relevant to what we were just talking about, so.
Sure.
It's a really good backstory to Creed, because you know he's come from a low place, and you never really found out about it, and then he's actually training where he was. I'm like, this is quite cool. This is good character development. Well done.
Which Polly doesn't like, because it's like full of black dudes training, and it's like, black people. No.
And
he's racist. Paulus is racist.
He's completely racist. But this is the thing. This is how you do, like... This is how you treat topics the right way. By saying, hey, look, I'm racist. And then he turned around and said, by the way, you shouldn't be racist. And this is why. Because they're just people.
Yeah.
And then you have Doctor Who.
Sure.
Which is like... Anyway, I'm not going to go on a rant because we'll be here forever. Which everyone knows it's shit.
No, don't look at my notes. Go away.
It's just a movie in bullet point form.
Basically. So we got a training montage. It was not a training montage because they stopped.
It was a half decent montage.
It was like it was a tease, and then like one of my notes is, what the fuck is Apollo wearing? Because he's wearing like a tank top.
Oh my god!
That's above his ass.
It's
like,
the most
what
80s
the fuck
thing.
Is that?
It's the most 80s
like,
thing I've ever seen in my life.
Why are you wearing that? It's ridiculous.
It's
wearing so ridiculous.
He's wearing a tank top that. He's wearing like a
only covers his pecs.
It's a loose fitting tank top.
And it's loose.
And it's really bright.
Yes.
What the fuck?
And it ends right above his abs. So it's basically like a very loose bra.
It looks terrible.
It looks terrible. It's horrible. I hate it.
It's the most 80s thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. And then later on, Rocky also wears one in black. I'm like, why? Why?
You know, the costume designer's like, I got some really in things at the moment. You should wear it. You'll look amazing. We
only wear it like once, and then like it's back to normal, like sleeveless tank tops.
Which are classic.
The
sleeveless tank tops are like fine.
It's just weird. So Rocky also has like PTSD from getting wrecked in the face by Clubber Lang. He's like flashbacks.
He's just every time he's training, he's thinking in his head, oh, by the way, you're probably gonna get fucked.
Yeah,
this is gonna be great. And instead of going double down in and training more and more and more, he's like,
he needs to get a conversation with Adrian before everything is alright.
Adrian's basically saying, you're shit,
but it's fine.
But it's fine. But if you're going to go out there, you're gonna die. So train up, motherfucker, and let's do this.
Yeah. So at 1:15, we actually have the training montage. The true training montage.
Seeing him swim was funny.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
I liked them running in the sand. And it's like, why?
Why?
And it looked like Rocky never ran before.
Even though one movie beforehand, he had the whole of Philadelphia behind him.
Yeah.
Running.
He's like so fucking slow. Like it's so like, how are you an athlete?
But that's the thing, is I guess that Clubber Lang would be very similar, where he's pure muscle, pure brute, and he has like no athleticism.
Maybe.
Whereas like Rocky is more. He's kind of an in between strength and speed, and and through training, he's like, right, I can't be muscle because I can't be muscle.
Yeah.
So I'll just be really quick and just dodge the fucker,
Yeah.
which is great. I think.
Sure.
I think it was really. It was a different way of doing a training montage from the last 2 movies, which was pure in the gym, hitting some dumbbells.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff,
like diverse the settings a little bit.
which is good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would just be another Rocky movie.
Yeah, and then we also have the iconic footage of Apollo Creed and Source in Rocky hugging in slow motion in the ocean.
And then
it's yeah.
It was.
It was weird.
They run with their
run
half tank tops into the sea.
Into the sea, and then they hug for a really long time.
It's like
what?
Get a room.
You don't even know each other. Get a room. What about Adrian Rocky?
Adrian.
What about Adrian?
I've cheated on you.
No, I'm pretty sure there's a million gay jokes about that.
Oh yeah.
That little scene.
But that could pretty much every 80s movie is like, now you look back at it, it's like, oh, that's pretty gay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's fine.
That's a bit gay.
It's a bit gay.
They're like trying to pass it off as like super macho. That's a bit gay. Anyway.
So
nothing wrong with being gay, by the way.
Are you saying that if you go to the gym to be macho, you're a bit gay?
No, if you start training somebody and you're all sweaty and then you run into the ocean together and then you start hugging, that might be a bit gay.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
I mean, just a bit.
A little bit.
And at DinoPod, do what you want.
As long as it's legal.
I mean...
Go away, pedophiles.
I mean... It's only illegal if they catch you, remember.
Ooh, stop being creepy.
Yeah, that is really disgusting.
Stop being creepy.
I mean, I ain't creepy.
So, it's again match day.
Yeah.
They're all pumped. They're interviewing Mr. T before the match. And, like, he gives the one-liner. Like, he looks into the camera, like, pain.
Is this the first time that he said, I pitied the fool?
No, he doesn't say I pitied the fool.
He does.
No.
Yes, he does.
That's in the ring.
No, but I'm saying, is this where it all kind of starts? That's where his...
before that, it's like being interviewed, like, what do you think you're going to give Rocky or whatever? And he's like, pain. Like, dude, shut up. He's kind of annoying. It's very one tone. Like, all of his line delivering is like the same thing over and over.
It's almost like you saying to someone, by the way, your character is you're gonna be very emotional, and they just stand there and just keep crying. I'm like, okay, we understood it about 5 minutes ago. It's getting really annoying.
Yeah. And
the difference with Mr. T and the way he did it, the first time you had him pacing up and down, not speaking to camera, smashing shit. And the second time it's like, I know I'm gonna win, so I will speak to him. So if they'd have had like another fight in the movie, you would have then seen him almost become Rocky.
Yeah.
So it's not all bad, but I do see what you mean. It's very monotone, very black and white.
Yeah, it's not great.
And there's no character development with him.
Well, he's the villain.
As in, yeah, but villains also need character development.
Not in the 80s.
True. We had tank tops and we had half cut tops. It's fine. That's all the development we need.
At one point, he wears a feather in his ear. Mr. T. So that's all the development you got.
He looked like
that haircut is terrible.
It's fucking terrible.
It's so bad. Like, what are you thinking?
That thing that on that like feather thing. It looked like he was like a tribal person. Yeah, you go.
No, it's sort of like those earrings that girls get. I'm like, I'm 1/16 Indian, Cherokee, whatever. Here's my heritage. I'm like the feathered earrings. Like, stop. You're embarrassing yourself.
It's like,
and the Native Americans. Like, no, please.
It's like Tim when he says he's Welsh.
Yeah, exactly. And then he has no Welsh accent.
He's no Welsh accent. He doesn't like the outdoors.
He doesn't like the outdoors.
He doesn't like cold.
Yeah.
He doesn't like rain.
Yeah.
And he eats fast food.
Yes.
So.
And he doesn't like sheep.
So are we saying that Tim is a fake Welsh person?
Yeah, he's a poser.
So,
Tim's a poser.
Okay, so Rita has now said that Tim's a poser, so
yes.
that's good.
Yeah. So he gets onto the ring, and I think that's, I can't remember if it's Pity the Fool, but like he starts getting like yelling at the audience or some shit.
The audience really don't like him.
They don't like him, no.
I don't know though, because there are, when they do a pan of all the crowd, there are some signs for him.
Well, yeah. They always have some supporters, but like most people, like Rocky. Sorry.
The whole way leading up to it, I kind of wanted Rocky to lose.
It would have been interesting if at the end, like, he loses again. That would have been like, what the fuck?
And then you get to the
that would have been interesting, yeah.
Then you get to the next movie, and it would have been so brilliant if he turned into like Rocky Dad Doa. He just then becomes like a full-time dad. He's got like 3 kids.
Sure.
That would have been more interesting.
Well, yeah, a little bit. They repeat the storyline like 15 times. Anyway, the Rocky's strategy is to get hit until Mr. T gets tired.
Yeah.
And then he hits him once and Mr. T falls.
Genius.
It's such, like... What? That's basically it.
No, because he did retaliate quite a few times, doing a few little jabs and that lot. But that's more just to make him super pissed off. Like, stop hitting me, mate. I'm just gonna double down. And he did. And he goes, oh, I'm now tired as fuck.
And yes.
And bam.
And then he doesn't get up.
It was very anticlimactic.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, you go from a movie before where it's a massive, like, all just about getting up, and then this time it's cool.
Yeah, so this match is the only fight in the series that doesn't last 15 rounds.
Which is why it was very boring and anticlimactic.
Because like I think it's like 3 rounds, and then it's
over.
Knockout. KO by knockout. But so I have a few free fun facts.
I've got one fact.
Do you? What is it?
At the very end.
Yeah.
At the very, very end of the credits.
Yeah.
There was a woman. A woman called Jane Oliver.
Okay.
And Rocky likes to put in memory of her in some of his movies.
Okay.
Because Jane Oliver was Stallone's first personal manager, and she died of cancer in 1975. And he still does drawings for her. He still remembers her to this day because he accredits all of his like success.
Yeah. Because
she gave him the first opportunity in movies.
That's nice. I didn't know that.
I was about to expect you to say, have you been reading my notes? But see?
No, I didn't have that one.
I did a bit of research.
Mine are more lighthearted. So the blonde that asks him for a kiss during the first training montage.
Yeah.
That's his first wife.
First wife?
Yes. I think he has...
How many has he had?
I think he has remarried once or twice.
I want to Google this.
Sure, but that's Sylvester Stallone's wife at the time. Hulk Hogan was fired from WWF, which is WWE, before they changed the F to entertainment. So
Sylvester Stallone has had 3 marriages.
Yeah.
One, a girl called Sasha, between 74 and 85.
Yeah.
A girl called Bridget from 85 to 87, And then Jennifer from 97 all the way up to today.
Yeah, so I guess that was Sasha, the blonde one.
So he's a bit of a player.
It was a cameo.
Well,
a lot of like actors been married 15 times. Right, so Hulk Hogan was fired from WWF by the founder Vince McMahon Sr.
Why?
McMahon Sr. for taking the role of Thunderlips. They weren't allowed to do roles anywhere else but the WWF.
Why? That's so bad.
Yeah. Anyway, Vince's son, Vince Mahone.
Let me read it.
Mahone,
yeah.
Jr. would later bring Hulk back to the WWF, where he would dominate for a few years. WWF.
Where's E?
They changed. So you know how like there's this an animal, like an organization WWF. Yeah. Well, because of that, they changed
the World Wildlife Foundation,
something like that. So the WWF, which was World Wrestling Federation, they later changed it to World Wrestling Entertainment.
Ew.
But before it was F, before D.
So when did he actually come back? Was it many years later, or did he never come back?
No, he came back after the junior guy.
Yeah.
Was the CEO or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah. And also Rocky and Rocky 2 were set in 1976. And the events of Rocky 3 were set 3 years later, so 1979. But the newspaper depicting the wrestling match gives the date of 1982.
Oh, for fuck's sake. The Time Travelers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
So Rocky is now a time traveler. He's got a DeLorean.
Yeah, so they probably asked, can I get a journal and just print one journal with the photo of the match?
And then make it look good.
Make it look like a real newspaper. Sure. And then put the
wrong date on it.
They forgot to tell them. Actually, it's 3 years before it's happening.
So that means that they didn't have a continuity person ready to go.
Yeah.
Now,
or checking the props.
Well, you got to imagine back in the day, you'd have filmed it on film, and so you'd have only realised once you start editing it together, oh, by the way, this is shit.
Well, this still happens today.
Oh yeah.
Errors all the time. It's normal.
Especially with coffee cups.
Oh, shut up.
They had to edit that shit out.
Because people are stupid. If it was me, I would have leave it. Because there's a shit ton of stuff everywhere, including acclaimed movies. I think it was The Dark Knight, where there's a really stupid mistake also.
Mm-hmm.
But they just left it. Don't ask me what it was, but I think it was something like that. It exists everywhere. If you go look for mistakes in movies, there's 1,000 pages.
Even today, do you know the movie 1917 that just came out?
Yeah. I went to see it a few days ago.
I need to go and watch it, but there's one scene where they were going over the top and they're running along.
Yeah.
He bumped into someone.
Yeah.
That was not supposed to happen, but they couldn't afford to redo it.
There you go.
And so they all just it's fine. And a lot of the movie mistakes turn into one of the most iconic or the most iconic scenes.
No, but even stupid mistakes, leaving stuff on the set that's not supposed to be there. That happens all the time. It's not that and either everyone misses it, which could happen, or they just don't care.
I mean, when we've done productions in the past, getting everything right with so many cogs, it's so difficult to make sure that everything is right, so you will leave shit around.
Yeah, it's completely normal.
But on the flip side, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, who cares, really? It's people
Reddit cares.
Reddit cares. Come on. So they left a coffee cup and nobody fucking noticed it.
Do you know what it is? It's because it was the tone difference between a coffee cup from today and then trying to create a scene from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It just looked so out of place. Like that 1982 reference in Rocky.
Yeah.
99.99% of people won't even fucking know. But a coffee cup, was it a Starbucks one?
I didn't notice a coffee cup.
Was it a Starbucks
It wasn't Starbucks. It was just
it?
a generic like coffee shop brand.
But that's the thing. That's something you're more likely to notice that than a date wrong.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, I think Rocky 3. The Rocky movies are great.
Yeah.
Well, the Rocky movies are good.
They're fun.
They're fun to watch, but they're
especially
very
the more ridiculous they get.
But they're so
stretched
awesome. Out. This has been the first one out of the two we've already watched. The first one of the three we've already watched, where it hasn't been ridiculously padded, but there's still so much shit in there that most people don't really want to watch. Like, I don't really care about like leaving their son behind. I don't care. I just want to see some cool action shots and running on the beach with half tank top.
Yeah, I mean,
it's better than Rocky 2, where pretty much predominantly everything was just pure filler.
Yeah. Like, so in The Dark Knight Rises, also a newspaper thing, as Bruce Wayne was like researching, the word heist was spelled wrong in the newspaper headline.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's like it's small things that really, like, they don't care. Like, they see it, but like, whatever. Like, nobody cares.
That's the thing. Who does really care? I think the only people that care are probably...
Or like, you can see crew in one shot by like a second.
That's the thing, is I think...
that happens like quite a bit.
The only people that care are Reddit and probably the producers or the continuity advisors. They're probably like, oh, for fuck's sake, look what we missed.
Yeah.
Because if you apply for a job next, they'll be like, oh, do you know that wasn't you in that thing that had the coffee cup mistake? Not very good, was it?
I don't think so.
But
I don't think they looked at the mistakes, at those like small mistakes nobody cares.
Apart from Reddit. Literally, Reddit will care about anything. Reddit's great. Do you know what else is great?
Except when it's not.
Do you know what else is great? Following us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Dino Films.
Isn't it films_Dino?
Yeah, it was Tim's mistake. That was a genuine mistake.
Was it?
No, not really. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, I think.
No.
Rita loves TikTok.
We do not have TikTok. No production companies have TikTok. The ones that you showed me were like 2 radio stations, which is just sad.
Disney has TikTok.
That's just sad.
Do you not want to do the in trends at the moment?
No.
Doing dances.
So
and jumping up and down.
Twitter, where we post
nothing
stuff sometimes. We're on Instagram, where we post nothing.
And then we're on Facebook, where we post nothing.
You can also listen to us on YouTube,
where we post some stuff.
Where we post stuff on Spotify.
Where we post stuff.
You can give us a follow on Spotify. We're also on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star rating because we're great.
You're just going to give us a 3-star anyway. So
how dare you?
They're there every week, but they're like a fart. They just linger. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whatever. What the fuck, Mitchell?
No, actually, give us a 5-star and then say we're shit, because we don't care about the comment as long as it says 5.
Exactly. And we're on Castbox.
I've never been on it myself, so yes, we're on there though.
Yeah,
we're on there.
It's great. Joe Rogan.
So give us some ideas to make some good TikToks.
No.
We can do some dancing. We can.
No.
We can do.
You can do it. I'm not going on TikTok ever.
We can do the thing where they they like stand there in like a dressing gown, and then they do a thing, and then they're then like really slutty. It's brilliant.
Sure.
It's so bad it's good.
No, it's not. TikTok is where humanity goes to die. Anyway.
I mean, TikTok's gonna die in about probably 3 weeks.
Yeah. And also the Chinese government is using it to spy on everyone.
Yeah, but
that's true though. Yeah, that's completely true.
The Chinese government is spying on us anyway. They're seeing through that webcam right now.
Probably.
There's the Chinese guy sitting there going, "What the fuck are they on about? What's a Rocky movie?
What's a Rocky movie?
What's a YouTube?
What's a YouTube?
We get censored over here." And then Iran's actually watching us, let's be honest.
So next week we're doing Rocky 4, the one with Russia. Spoiler alert.
Russia spies on us too.
Probably.
And they shoot planes down, like Iran.
Yeah. So watch it next week, unless World War 3 happens and we're bombed away, because we're near London.
I was going to say, yeah. if they drop a radiation bomb
in London,
we're fucked.
Yeah. So see you next week. Bye-bye.
So are you saying that there's a benefit of living in Wales because you're really far away from London where the radiation is going to leak from?
No. Bye.
Goodbye.
See you next week.
See you next week, I think. Yeah, we'll be here next week.
Yes.
Unless World War 3.
Yes.
And then can we make some TikToks about World War 3?
No.
So follow us on TikTok. Rita will be making some posts soon. Goodbye.
No.